And now for part two. Part two is going to deal with the other way of doing the Sulam Dao form. A little more angles in this one. I'm going to start off by showing you the way that we do this stance. It's a little bit wider. It's going to be shoulder width. It's going to be in line with your body. So now, let's take a look down. Now here we go. Pay attention to my footwork. Bend the knees. 2 half circles. Get to your shoulder width. Pigeon-toed, 3 sections. Here's the first section. Now remember the footwork that I did before. Now that's the first section. Let me explain that first section. What we did at the beginning compared to the other form is you saw the legs go in a semicircle above, below. The reason why we did that is because if you're in a fight, you're going to pick your feet up. Unlike the first one, which shows you grounded, and it's a more training way of doing it, this one, it shows you more combat. And the combat that's going to show you is you pick up your feet as you move along, because there might be a rock, there might be something, an obstruction on the ground. So you want to make sure that you know where you're going without even looking. So you want to feel your way through. So that's why you do that. Now when you go to the punch, instead of coming all the way with the hands in here, you see at the elbow went out a little bit. People might say that, oh, you're out of position. No, you're not. You're not out of position. What happens is the wrist and the fist takes your center line, the line down the middle of your body. The elbow goes to your outer gate. I'm going to be explaining that to you, the 4-gate system. 4-gate system goes from the bottom of your abdomen all the way up to the side of your shoulders and above your head. Those are your 4 gates. That's what you got to protect. So when your elbow goes out, that goes out to your gate, protecting your body, the wrist and the center line. So that punch could be used like this. Now when you make a wider Hien Sao, which is a rotation here, compared to very, very condensed like the first time, the reason why you're doing that now is because now you're showing the combat part. And the combat part shows you want to get from one end to the other end very quickly. The first time you're doing it as a training to stretch out your ligaments. Both ways are doing it right. Both ways you're going to get what you want from it. But now I'm showing you the combat part of it. This is what's going to make you better in your fighting aspect of the Wing Chun. What you do is you come from here, as you see, you're making a wide one. So if a hand is coming out, around, and you can strike. So you just guiding around, so it gives you more flexibility, and that's what you want. Now we're going to go to the second part of the form. Second part of the form, let's get back to where we were, into the stance. Second part of the form, outward, outward. In the back, just like the other first part of the form, where you make a triangle on the back, and then you come out and strike. Move it up. And there's your second part. Now your second part, let me explain once again about your 4 gates. That's what you're dealing with. is when you saw the hands come out to here and out to here rather than alongside. This is your gate principle right here. Remember the 4 gates? That's why when we struck out here and then came to forward instead of coming to the side, what we did was you want to keep your opponent at a good length from you. You don't want him coming in too close. You're going to make the move to come in close. You don't want him crowding you. You go into him. So what you do is whenever they attack, you're staying within that gate system right here. Right here. See? So when you strike out and somebody throws a kick at you, you're here. You don't want to come down to here. It gets too close to you. So you're going to go out. So now I'm performing the form the way it's going to be used in combat. And that's what you do with the second way of doing it. Now that's the second section of the form. Now I'm going to go into the third section. Back into the stance. And there's your form. That's the third form. That's the third part of the form. Now, like you saw, I went out again to here. I started off that way, out to here. That shows your combat, right? Then the next thing you might say, well, what's the deal I'm going out here? Here we go with the gates again. This is your gate. You saw there was elbows. There's elbows we use in the system. Here's your elbow, right? So you're moving out, using your elbow. Here's a gate here. You're still within that gate system right here. Gate system comes out to the length of your body, your hands, the end of your body, that's the other gate, and it covers here to here. Anything below here, your legs are going to take care of. So right now, this is what we're going to do, right? Here, you went out, you come up to the center line, in. Now you're cutting up the center line. This is your cutting off. You're cutting up. Everything is vulnerable up to the center line. So you want to cut in to the body. So if an opponent's coming at you, you want to come in as much to get into that center line. That's what you want to do. If he's too powerful, then you can move to the side. That's why you have those side gates. That's why you're doing that. So you're cutting up, you're coming back in, and you're doing your heens out, and here's your strike again. The other one's the bounce out, so you come up this way again. You can do this, perform this in the front, on an angle, low, middle, high. You got those 3 gates going. One here, one here, one here. You want to cut down that center line. That's when you come here. When you use this one over here, and that's when we did this. Remember when we did both here? Now the reason why we come under instead of coming this way is because now we're performing it. And then we come back over. So we're showing each one. Because you can perform this way, this way, this way, or this way. And that's what it's showing you. That's why I'm doing it coming to here, to here, to here. You can use either one, more of a striking. Again, when we come out, it's a little further out with a striking. Here, 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 and here's your final strike. And into your form. That's using the second form more as a combative type. Rather than the first one you do is a more internal energy. I like to do both of them. You can settle on which one you can use. If you're smaller, you want to go to the combat one. If you want to develop power, you could do that on your own. Go to the first one. Each one has its own way of doing it. So you might want to try either one out. Or you might want to try the one that suits you the best. That's why this system was made. This system was made on theory, not of anything else, on theory. If you follow the theory in this system, you're doing Wing Chun. And the theory goes, everything is simple, your everyday life